man, this is lifestyles of the poor and unfortunate. But I tell you what, but bitch, we got this.
Hang on a second, guys. One second.
What up?
We've got to give a shout out to South Nashville Heating and Cooling.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Friend and supporter, showing proof. Also, the longest running sponsor of I Got Some Shit to Say the podcast.
Absolutely. Look, man, South Nashville Heating and Cooling, where quality and craftsmanship come together. They've been doing this since 1985. That's almost 40 years of service. Expert designs, quality installations, superior service.
Absolutely.
And let me tell you something.
What's that?
Tell me.
I feel confident in the fact that South Nashville Heating and Cooling will keep me warm in the winter.
For sure.
It'll keep me cool in the summer.
Absolutely.
Matter of fact, these middle months, you'll be comfortable even then.
Absolutely, dude.
Y'all know the deal, man. South Nashville Heating and Cooling. We love those guys. Y'all see the name. Y'all see the number. Tap in.
Feliz cumpleaños.
Always.
All right, Squints, let's take a minute and let's talk about the Wildwood Reserve Barbershop.
Oh,
okay?
please. Let's go.
They're unlike any barbershop you've ever stepped in.
Facts.
They've got over 25 years experience.
Facts.
Top-notch service.
Facts.
And it gives you the true essence of a speakeasy barbershop, from the hot shaves to the fades and more.
All
Tell them where they're located at.
They're located right out here in Murfreesboro, right? 1330 Northwest Broad Street, Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
www.barbershop.com for appointments. You can also have walk-ins when they're available. They also do walk-ins.
And y'all see the promo code, right?
All you got to do is mention the podcast. And when you mention the podcast, you get a 10% discount on your haircut, baby.
Facts. Go get that. You need to get trimmed up. Bad.
Wildwood Reserve Barbershop. Y'all go tap in. Salute to Wally over there, man. Y'all appreciate y'all. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, we're ready.
Yo, it's I Got Some Shit to Say the podcast. We're back like we don't stop because we never do. As always, this is Squint615.
Fuck you, Squints.
To the very end over there, we got ChadArmesTV.
ChadArmesTV.com.
We got motherfucking O&E.
Motherfucker.
Motherfucker.
Mildred.
Yup. Right next to me, we got the one, the only JC. That is Jonathan Craig.
Jonathan Craig in the building.
Yeah, in the building.
Coming through, flossing with the threads. We'll get to all that.
Yeah.
JC, we got a little culture. Shut up.
Hey, man, no, don't talk to
We
me like
got a
that.
little-
Shut up shit.
I'm
Getting old,
sensitive.
man.
That culture, we got a little culture here. And so you may dance if you want to. As always, I'm Leroy Biggs, and just watch.
Where the strap at?
We're gonna scrap it.
Welcome everybody to the Jelly Roll bowling team. Yeah.
Strikes.
Yeah, I do feel like the Jelly Roll bowling team in these
Hell
jackets. Shout
yeah.
out Jonathan Craig, man. Look at our new jackets.
Hell
Came through
yeah.
lacing us up. Jonathan Craig takes care of us, man. Shout out Team Jelly Roll.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, can we
Go.
get an RIP Fizzle?
R.I.P. Whistle Fizzle.
Fizzle.
Yeah, we cannot forget
Oh my
that.
God.
Yeah.
Whizzle fizzle.
It's all good, Bubba.
To HR you go.
It's all good, man. Just got to make
we'll
sure we
handle-
get that in there.
We'll handle that off camera.
JC in the building, man.
Yes.
Now, Jonathan Craig,
I want to give him another one.
yeah, for sure, is a very, very
Too kind.
vital.
Yes. He's a very
piece.
important puzzle piece to this big fucking shit show.
Yeah, to not only us, but to Jelly Roll. Okay.
Facts. All facts. Here's the best fun fact, Chad. The only person there is record of being on that fucking big screen TV at Bridgestone Arena, other than the artist that everyone saw perform.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he was on the big. You got on the big screen.
Oh, you talking about the week of? Yeah.
He was doing like sound checks and shit and like visual like
yeah,
testing.
okay. Yeah.
And there's photos on it's one of y'all's Facebook. Shout out to his wife. His wife is in the building. We love her so much.
Absolutely.
There's photos though of Jonathan Craig center stage at Bridgestone Arena, like during the week of prep at Bridgestone Arena, where his ass is fucking standing there with a microphone. He's like just being silly, like in the moment.
They call me JonnyRoll.
Hell yeah, that's right,
Johnny
man.
Roll, dude. That's the name of the episode.
Oh,
Hell
that's
yeah.
it. Yeah,
Johnny Roll.
Yeah, love it. But yeah, it was dope to see those photos. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
dude. It was insane. The whole week, I mean, he touched on it, but like, you know, we're doing shifts and the band still need to rehearse. We still need to get the lighting right and all the stuff on the screen.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, Jelly's not here.
Yeah.
He's got other shit doing.
Yeah.
Get up there and sing all his
Absolutely.
songs.
Did you?
damn.
Did you really?
Dude,
Just go through the
Did
songs.
2-hour set.
dope.
We were trying to time the set too.
Fuck
so it was
yeah.
like, I had to go up there and I didn't know half the words, but I had fun pretending.
Well, like, and you was telling when we did the behind the scenes for Sober, they were having you do that same thing for Sober, right? For the shots and the lighting too.
Yeah, it just so happens I'm similar in stature.
Yeah,
And so
for
for
sure.
cameras,
Makes sense.
you
Makes
can
perfect
fill in
sense.
a good stand in. So
And shout out Jelly. As y'all are well aware, Bridgestone Breakdown. Jelly was just with us a few episodes ago.
Absolutely.
And dude, he shouted out JC, Jonathan Craig, at least 5 to 12 times in that episode. We could probably go through and count them out, but I know I'm comfortable saying between 5 and 12. I mean, it was multiple times.
Yeah.
He's clearly verbal about his appreciation for you and all that you do for JonnyRoll and his team and his brand, so to speak. And so are we. You know what I mean? Like we speak the world of you for many reasons. You came up on this show repeatedly, and that if that stands for anything.
Yeah.
But you take care of us, man, in the most ways. You know what I'm saying?
well, I appreciate Jelly first of all for just plugging
He's
me
all
in
right.
and give me the opportunities I have.
He's all right, man.
And I appreciate you guys. Every time I see an episode where you shout me out, I try to shoot one of y'all a text and be like, "Yo, thanks."
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, very supportive, man, of ChadArmesTV, of I Got Some Shit to Say the podcast, of Show and Prove Entertainment as a whole. Like, Jonathan's always been in our corner.
Yeah, and he for people that are maybe newer to the podcast, or Jonathan was actually on an episode 33.
Craigslist comedy.
It was filmed close to when this is being filmed, it was about a year ago. This will be coming out a little bit after that, but it's a lot's changed in the last year for you, for y'all, for us, for as far as just in general.
A lot of growth.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
But I guess we can kind of talk about like what you maybe some of the like day-to-day stuff you go through, kind of speaking about as far as what your involvement with that, if you want to kind of just kind of
and before you even get into that, I love starting with that, Chad, but let's make it clear, what is your title at Team JonnyRoll?
Day-to-day manager.
Gotcha. Cool.
I mean, I'm not big on titles. I'm like,
Perfect. Get it. I
plug
totally
me
get it.
in. Anything needs to be done, I'm there for it.
Perfectly said. But like we said, just from the reference points alone from episode 134, Bridgestone Breakdown.
Yeah, Bridgestone 134. Yep.
You can tell that whatever pieces that you are in charge of are very important pieces. Like like Chad initially said, just a very important piece of this puzzle. But like Chad put it, let's get a rundown of like a day to day. Like, how would your day start? What are we doing, Chad? Before Bridgestone, week of Bridgestone, or like currently? Like, how are we doing this?
However you want to talk about it.
I mean, so my day varies. So like I'll start out a day. So I have my calendar. I have Jelly's calendar. I might have like 4 or 5 meetings in there that I'm doing with other members of the management team, the distribution company, whoever else that's going on, whether it's something we can't talk about, opportunities in the future, so like that. We have meetings all throughout the day. And then on top of that, stuff shifts, changes. Other people on the team need stuff. They reach out to me, call me, text me, email me. So in the day, for what looks like 6 to 8 hours, ends up growing and changing throughout the day. And then there's always like stuff for Jelly that's sending reminders to do things, whether it's a studio setup
And
or
then
something
stuff
like that.
along the way that seems to come up. You know what I mean? I can only imagine what that may look like.
It shifts. I mean, in the course of a week, it's mind-boggling. And to be honest with you, like the past month or two, the people that have been reaching out, people I didn't think I would have their number in my phone.
Yeah,
You know
I
what
can only
It's
imagine.
insane.
We spoke about that with Jelly. He spoke about some of his upcoming opportunities and how I think his exact words were, I basically have to check with JC before I can do anything nowadays.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he was speaking about how that's almost unfortunate, but he's he admitted that he's thankful for it and blessed to be where he's at, being humble about it and all that. But I mean, he literally said that,
None of it's bad.
Of course not. But he admitted that most of his calendar runs through what you schedule and what's going on. Well, I wouldn't say schedule, but what you coordinate, and help make for work for the whole team. But it's interesting that we all know you the way we do, bro. Because like I said, you're continuously supportive of us and what we got going, and we get a lot of inside baseball basically because of JC. All that Jelly's well aware of course, but he messages a lot of shit to us that he probably doesn't have to.
Well, he tells y'all stuff that I don't tell y'all either. So he likes to tell y'all some secrets.
It's dope too because being who he is, and all the guys were here last week when Jelly was here. We had interesting conversations off camera, and I did share one of those conversations with JC prior to this hitting us record today, and he looked at us a little surprised that we were revealed such a secret, but the secrets are safe with us.
Just wait for that one.
Yeah, it's major thanks.
I'm sure there'll be another podcast episode when that happens.
Hey, let's hope so. We love when the big guy comes through, man. But we love the people that we get to coordinate and associate with based off our relationship with him. You being one of those people.
Yeah, it's a lot to juggle. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, it's not a bad thing. It's just the workload picks up as people start recognizing his talents, his success that he's having. More and more people are like, I got to get in on that. So it's just juggling that, find the ones that make the most sense. And it's sad to say, I mean, there's a lot of cool opportunities that come through that we just can't even get to. It's just like, man, no matter how cool that would be, it doesn't fit. So
you mentioned like surprising people being in your phone that you wouldn't think they had your number.
Yeah,
like is it anybody that stick out? It's like, damn, that's
want to name drop one of them
if you can.
They're not watching.
I got Chad Kroger's number in my phone.
Nickelback Link
That's
Center.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's a major flex.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's great. That's all you need.
On the scheduling aspect, is there like a time now with Jelly and his career now, like booking shit or coordinating shit to where you may have something locked in and then a better opportunity present itself? And you may have to like either try to re-coordinate that actual event or work around, rescheduling it and making it work for both parties, or just flat having to say, I'm sorry, I committed to it verbally or initially.
Yeah.
How does that work?
It's hard because, it's not necessarily it's a better fit. It's just, well, it is kind of that.
You know what I mean?
But, we commit to stuff. I try to not turn down anything right out the gate, be open and see what works. And then sometimes someone else will hit him up and he'll be like, yeah, I'm doing that. And it's like, okay, let me call and let them know, hey, we're moving this. So we'll just move stuff around. I mean, it ends up happening. It just will happen further down the line. So
I can only imagine what that would be like, especially at a time like now during Jelly's career. He's fresh off a really successful tour, a really successful album, and its success during the last year. And then admittedly, openly saying he's taking 6 months off, but he just dropped 2 new singles.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And said on the podcast that during this break, we would see more music and that he's continuously in writing sessions and working on new music. So, there's a timeline attached to all of this. But I could only imagine what those phone calls started like, what they began to get like, what they got to, where they are now, and then what they're going to be like.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that is just like...
It's insane. Like, literally, if you look at like where he was at the beginning of 2022 and where he is at the end of 2020.
Episode 14.
It's been so insane. I mean, his streaming and people he's met with and all that stuff's just doubled. And then I see... To be honest with you, right now, where we're at, whenever this airs, you put it on the calendar, 6 months, it's going to be double or triple again.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
And that's something to wrap your head around.
Yeah.
Like that number double or tripling in 6 months. And it's just a testament to how hard he works. Like, the thing about the Bridgestone show, that was him, the culmination of years and years of hard work that he put together, that came together, that was just the perfect moment. And that everyone got to celebrate all of his hard work that night. So he definitely deserves a time off. Definitely gonna give it to him
without a doubt.
Like
sure.
right now, I'm like, hey, go do your thing.
Yeah.
We'll hold it down. We're not gonna let anything slip. We'll capture everything we can. And then when you're ready to step back in the studio and do your thing, it's all lined up for you.
Yeah.
So we already got that timeline kind of in place for him, and he's gonna take some much needed time away and turn his phone off. And I'm not going to bug him. Let him do his thing. When he comes back, we'll have our meeting and figure it all out.
Yeah. That's sick.
How going? I guess we can speak on this. Like, we got his side of like the Bridgestone thing, but on your side, you're on the other side of it, right? So how stressful was that whole, process? Yeah.
It took months of planning. First of all, like y'all saw the end result, but that was several months of sitting down with content creators who created the video screen and all the content you saw on there, like the trailer park,
which was fucking amazing.
The 3D skull and all that, and like sitting down with them, giving them notes, like that's cool. You need to change this and you do this different, and all that kind of stuff. So like it was all like months of just change this, have another meeting. Okay, change that, do this. And then we come back to that. Then we had a lighting person, all the different parts, all the different elements. We knew Jelly was going to crush it.
Right.
Like, we already knew that. We just had to make sure everything else lived up to that level of what he was bringing, because we couldn't put up there and put some whack up there.
Yeah.
You know, especially at Bridgestone.
Yeah,
So
for
we
sure.
had to match the level of what he was bringing.
And that includes like the pyro and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we've been working on some of that stuff throughout the year. So, like, if you've been to any of his shows throughout the year, you saw different elements start coming out. The
Facts.
pyro, you saw the different color pyro.
All of it.
The ways it shoots out different ways.
Yes.
We were experimenting all throughout the year
I
leading
saw
up to it.
multiple occasions.
So several months of planning, and ultimately it was a huge relief.
I figured, yeah,
Dude.
that's probably
That next day, I just like a huge weight lifted off me.
Oh,
Maybe
dude.
even that night, I just
That
like,
night. Yeah, I'm so glad you said that, because I saw Jonathan at the after activity. You know what I mean? Like, there's a little, and Jonathan was one of the people that I was lucky enough to see, and that was probably the happiest I'd ever seen.
Dude, I hugged
literally.
everybody in that building that night.
Oh, yeah.
Thanked them. Like, that was genuine though, because like everyone that I saw that meant something was part of this, whether it was from 10 years ago and I saw them, or if it was something you just became part of the team a week ago. I appreciate the effort and whatever you put in, because you're a part of this.
Yeah.
And so I went around and made sure everybody knew that I saw that night.
Yeah, that's so sick, man. And it was that was a moment. It really was when I saw you, because I saw you from you had the jersey on.
Yeah.
It had your name on the back. The whole team that night had jerseys on pretty much, or something on that, you know, was clearly identifiable, easy. And I spotted you from across the way, both of you, and I beelined immediately. But yeah, he's 1,000,000% accurate there. Big old hug. But I could literally see the relief in your face. And I think I told you, congratulations, that it was just I was so proud of course, Jelly, but everything, the people around him, man, and what y'all achieved that night was
Yeah, it's a thing too. Like, Jelly, you want to always see him win, but when he wins, the whole team wins. It's a big win together. If we lose together. But luckily, lately, knock on wood, a lot more wins than losses, and it's just a testament to how hard everyone's working, including Jelly, especially Jelly, putting in all the hard work.
yeah.
And we're just there to make sure nothing slips through the cracks. Keep it moving forward.
And how long, like, back to like how Chad was asking, how long of a process was Bridgestone? A year, right?
Well, we knew the date and everything about a year out. But basically after we did the rhyming, we started planning what was the next Nashville play.
Yeah.
And so it was the beginning part of this year, 2022.
Yeah.
And so we knew that was coming up. And so planned the announce. So we did a big, I don't know if y'all remember the announcement video that we did. We got like a drone to fly around Bridgestone and all that.
Yeah.
Oh, it flew in through the front door.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fucking
dope.
amazing.
Like,
That was y'all's team that shot that? Or y'all hired somebody?
We hired people,
Yeah,
but
that was a dope
we
shot,
lined it
though.
all up and
Yeah.
got the right people in there to do it. And
The voiceover.
the voiceover, hired voiceover.
Should have
for it.
called me, but okay. Should have.
Should have. We'll call you on the next one.
Please do. But yeah, dope ass promo. I remember the day it came out. I think you sent it to all of us. I think we all posted it individually. But yeah,
I got a question.
Uh-oh.
What's Michael Buffer like?
Yeah.
He's cool. I mean, he was just like, he would do it, and then he just said, he just needed a hotel, travel. And
Flight rider, nothing crazy.
nothing crazy.
Yeah.
And he just needed us to write a script for him.
Yeah.
And then that was the fun part.
Oh, y'all wrote that out?
We were like, we want him to say Bubba.
Of course.
And we want him to say fuck.
Yeah.
Oh.
Got to.
And so we were like, how can we make this so it's cool, but
Yeah.
also like he says those things. So
Yeah.
like I drafted something, send it to John Manilli, the part of the management team, Jelly's main manager, and we sent that out. Manilli tweaked it a little bit, sent it to him. He did a couple of switches, kept everything in, just maybe how
Made it
felt
his.
flow for him.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And man, that was so insane.
It was.
Yeah, it was.
The best thing, that was the best kept secret of the whole show, I feel. Like, there were a lot of guests, but like that, nobody was expecting it. Everyone was expecting
Different
Jelly to come out on that stage.
It was different level shit, man.
Yeah, it definitely was. It was definitely a surprise though too. Like none of us saw that coming. I was right next to Chad when that went down, and it was as soon as you hear it, you had to double take. Like, hold the fuck up! Like,
Yeah. Set the tone for the whole night.
definitely did. And it was down at the B stage, right? And we were right in front of the B stage, so it was like it was right there. It was iconic. It really fucking was.
One of those get the fuck out of here moments. Like you
Yeah.
see him walking up the stairs. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's like, man, get the fuck out of here. I know that's not who I think it is.
Yeah.
You know what I
And
mean?
then you hear his voice.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
like, oh,
Then you
shit.
know exactly what it is. That's crazy.
Leroy, are you upset that you didn't attend that Bridgestone show?
Watch your mouth, bro.
Yeah, I know when we talk about this, it happens a little bit. When Jelly was here, it wasn't as bad because Jelly spoke to Leroy directly a lot during that episode.
Sorry for not including you.
No, it's not that. He should have been there. He was supposed to be there. It's just unfortunate he wasn't able
I
to
knew
go.
he had tickets and passes
sure.
the after party because I made sure of that. But
Definitely.
stuff happens, man.
Yeah, stuff definitely
That
happens.
support that
Yeah.
pisses me off.
Yeah. And the more we talk about it, though, Leroy has been absolutely, for our listeners, if you're listening and not watching the episode.
I'm here. Hello. Fuck y'all.
Leroy is here. He's here. Remember us dancing at the beginning of the episode? He's here with us.
Well, Leroy, good news is you'll get to see it.
Yeah,
because it was all video with 7 cameras.
Man, believe
from
it.
every different angle you could think of from that
Fun fact.
place. You will get to see it along with anybody out there who missed it. It'll be out soon. Again, can't give out too much information, but you will get to see it.
It's on the way.
I think that's dope that you're saying that solely because I've seen literally from all the stuff that I post on social media or share on social media, I've seen in the comments people ask, I wonder if they filmed the show.
Yeah.
Or wonder, because I mean, even with the live projection that was going through the 3D screen,
Yep.
and there were so many different angles of that.
Yep.
One's from members of the band to JonnyRoll in multiple angles. You know what I'm saying? But then you'd get crowd reactions too amongst those screen images, and to see them like that, And I spoke to Jelly about this when I said I got to see the tour a couple of times, at a couple different shows, and it's like you said. I don't know about how early on in the experimental phases we saw it, but fun fact: me and Chad, did have the opportunity to come to rehearsals before y'all left for tour.
Yep.
And that was minus the pyro. You know what I'm saying? So as we saw Jelly through different events, like from tailgates to, I went to Colorado and saw that show, and then we saw the Ryman slots and the Opry show, and then the Ryman slot rather, and leading to Nashville was a completely different deal, but it still had all those elements. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But you could tell it increased as the tour went on.
Well, yeah, because the rehearsal we saw was 2021's tour, so it was like summer of 21.
Yeah,
this was a totally different. This was
you're absolutely right.
This
Chad.
was
my bad. I'm off.
No,
on my
you're good. No, it's just to say that the difference from last June, to now, it's like night and day.
It's a completely different world, man.
I don't know about night and day, but like it's just levels different. I guess,
and it's hard to test pyro because pyro 1 is expensive.
Yeah.
And 2, there's a lot of fire codes you gotta have, everything signed off on before you do it.
Yeah.
So we got one rehearsal before Bridgestone with pyro, and that was Jelly was there, Struggle was there, a bunch of the guests were there just to make sure nobody walked up on a flame or shot out or anything.
That's the shit that worried me a little bit.
Yeah, he spoke on that a couple times. How scary it makes him.
Yeah, man, roughly get caught on fire. Michael Jackson up that.
Yeah.
If you watch when we did the day in the life of like Jelly last year when he did tailgates, he walked out to tailgates and almost got hit by a flame.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he had to duck his head back like it was close.
And that was one of the first shows we actually
I think that was when y'all first wanted to start it because they were telling us y'all be sure to get here in the front because of how loud it's going to be.
Yeah, that's when like a lot of experimenting stuff. There's a lot of different things you can do with pyro. There's just the flames that shoot out all different ways, colors. There's also like noises it makes. There's cryo. There's stuff, and we found out right away we don't like the ones that go boom, boom, boom because you think someone's shooting a gun at you or something.
Right.
And it's just it throws off your timing if you're trying to sing and you hear.
Well, especially that crowd in Nashville. People would have thought there was a gunshot. Like, you know what I'm saying? That crowd, like a JonnyRoll crowd in Nashville would have taken that a whole different way.
Man.
So that could have, but
we figured that out early on.
No, for sure.
It happened. All those cannon sounds and stuff.
Yeah.
Boom.
Get rid of them.
Well, it's like, and then there's the type of pyro like when you shot the sober video, when y'all burned down the barn in Orlando. Like, that was a whole different style of pyro. Like, because the guys that y'all got to do that, they had to lace the whole inside of the barn. You know what I mean?
That was very controlled. Like
that was crazy.
They could literally take that fire and like in some of it, you watch it just grow. It like walked down and then started up the mic stand and stuff, up the wall and everything. That's very controlled pyro that those guys did.
Going down this timeline we're talking about, dude, when we were at that video shoot, I came to that video shoot, but I left before the barn went up. Right? But I will never forget this memory I have of Jelly at this point in his career. because it's the first time I've been on multiple video sets for Jelly. Right? Just standing around, what the fuck ever. I've been there. But it was the first time I'd ever walked into a fucking barn in the middle of nowhere. You know, there's clearly a production team around. There's people kind of scattered everywhere. And Chad, remember, I don't know if you remember, but as soon as I walked in that barn, that y'all were telling me, y'all were like, come on. Like, y'all were fixing to shoot a scene. Like, if you're going to get in here, get the fuck in here.
Yeah.
So I like scatter through the door real quick and sort of shimmy in there next to Chad. And I'm back in this corner of this fucking barn in the middle of nowhere. This is all happening so fast. And I see Jelly, like, literally 20 feet away from me in a corner up on a podium, and he's in front of the mic stand that you just referenced to.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it was like, on set 3, and it goes, fucking just fire came out of every element of cracks and corners. And it was hot, bro.
Yeah,
it was hot as fuck.
Oh,
and I was like, whoa, like, where
And
the
they
fuck
made
am
me
I
do.
at?
They made me be the stand-in before they did it. Before they put Jelly up there.
He was the test. Yeah, the test.
It's like, well, we can risk losing JC. Let's throw him up there and see how these
That's
flames
crazy.
Bro, when the barn went up, we were literally across the street from where the barn was, and it was probably 40 or 50 feet away from the road, and we were on the other side of the street, and it was singeing the hairs on my legs off, dog,
Dude,
when the barn went up. It's how hot
That
it
was so insane. So, like, a couple things about that video. That was like the 35th music video that we had shot as a team.
God, it's fucking crazy.
And that was, so we had the actual fire department there and these people who are professional pyro people. And they were all like, no, it's going to take about 30 minutes to an hour for this barn to go.
Saying.
We're like, okay, cool. So we'll set up our video bay, with our director and everything. We could watch all the cameras going. That thing, man, it went up so fast. It was down to ashes in 30 minutes.
Dude, it felt like 30 seconds and it was up, bro.
Yeah.
Because it melted y'all's monitors.
Yeah. So
on
we
the
had our
10 to
TV
10.
up there and we had to start pulling stuff back. We had a fire department with their truck out there and they had to start spraying it to cool it down.
That's what I remember about the conversation. Because I remember, like I said, I pulled up on set and I was there for an hour and a half, 2 hours, but I had to leave. And y'all didn't burn it up until like dusk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when the sun.
You had to wait for golden hour, like when the sun's setting.
Shout out to dusk.
Yeah,
That's a good word. Yeah. But I remember Chad telling me how intense that heat was, and I remember him telling me that it was he used those exact words. I just remember.
Yeah, it melted some of our equipment. We had a lighting panel that was very expensive lighting panel, and it melted, like just completely melted the screen.
Wild as fuck.
So we had to get that replaced.
But those flames inside though, when I walked up in that barn, bro.
Well, dude, what was crazy?
It was like some circus shit. You know what I'm saying? It was unreal. It was right behind Jelly, just going. He's just looking into the camera. He's holding that mic stand or whatever, and it imitates like when the barn actually catches on fire.
Yeah, because it was supposed to be like he was inside when it all went up. Everybody, all the actors, like it burned up.
The final product.
And y'all had a going back to the barn. Speaking on the pyro stuff, still, y'all were trying to get a shot that y'all weren't even able to get for the last shot, correct? Because it went up so fast. Because Jelly was Jelly's supposed to be like in front of the barn doing.
Yeah, he was supposed to do a performance take while the barn burned behind him. Yeah. But like you said, it was so hot, like where we thought was a safe zone. Now we did all of our due diligence. Right. Yeah. Had all the experts tell us everything was going to be okay.
Yeah,
but they were wrong.
No, for sure.
Where we thought was a safe zone for him to stand and perform.
Really was.
Man, he walked through there and he's like, "Nah, we ain't doing it." Yeah. He's like, "I'll just walk through." And even that take though was dope. One of my favorite takes. We didn't use it in the video.
Did you direct that video?
No, I produced. So we had Ryan Hood as the director. So everyone has their own different roles and stuff. But a producer, basically, I set everything up, made sure it was within budgets, and found the locations, found the pyro crew, all that kind of stuff, and that was my role in it. But Jelly just he's like, I'll do a walkthrough, and he walked, stopped for a second, looked back at the camera. When we did, the barn collapsed. That was the dopest shot of the whole thing, and we still got it somewhere. And I was like, we'll use that again.
Did it just not fit? Did it just not fit for what y'all doing for the video? You think?
Yeah, I think the storyline. There was one thing about when you film something, you get so many dope shots, but you got an advanced storyline, and some stuff just gets left out, and even dope stuff like that. So it's definitely a cool piece of content that we still have that maybe used somewhere else down the road, but just didn't make the video cut.
That is hard.
You know what else I remember about that today, Chatty? At that video shoot.
What?
At the one where the barn was.
Yeah. What am I missing?
Who did we meet that day?
Oh, Griff.
Oh, Griff.
Griff is the guy. Leroy.
I gotta reach back out to Griff.
Yeah.
Dude, when we met Griff, dude, I still have that clip. Fun fact.
Leroy,
I'm gonna put that.
Have to meet, dude, man.
Hang on, guys. I'm gonna put that clip right here.
Change it out. Keep them good.
Yeah, keep them guessing.
You're the man. You're the.
That guy right there
Yeah, dude.
was one of the most interesting people I've ever met in my life at that particular video. What video is this?
Sober.
Yeah. I will never forget that encounter. And then afterwards, I reached out. I got his contact information.
Yeah.
And I set it up. This was in the summer. I set it up to where I was like, bro, you got to come through. You got to.
He's gonna ride his Harley down here.
Yeah. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna cut. He started sending me video messages, bro.
Yeah.
Shout out Griff, bro. One of the funniest fucking human beings I've ever encountered in my life.
When one and Leroy meet Griff, dude.
Wait till y'all just see the clip.
God, dog.
The clip that I just played for them says it all.
Yeah.
The funny cat.
Oh my God, dude. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, he's like, he almost to me could be like
He's
Leroy's uncle for real, for real.
He's
like
he's
a character. You
no,
wouldn't
for
think he's
sure.
a
Like
fucking
I'm
character.
telling you, dude. Like he's
What the fuck does that say?
So
about
look on
No,
top.
I'm talking about I'm talking about how funny he is.
I'll show y'all the clip, but the clip y'all just saw. Fun fact: like afterwards, like I said, just in communication about setting up the podcast, and just got away from him. I need to reach back out to Griff and get him over here. I really.
Yeah,
do.
he said he's down.
But bro, he was sending me pictures, bro. And one night, he's an older gentleman, as y'all could see. He sent me photos of, like his granddaughter. Right, she's probably like 10 or 12 years old, and this man had drawn on her with a marker because she fell asleep.
Did he trace his penis on her forehead or something?
I don't think it was that extreme.
Okay.
But he said the text was her, and it's like I get it randomly from Griff. Shout out Griff, dude. And it's just a photo of a young girl, obviously, probably like 10, 12 years old, and she is like asleep on a couch, and there's a purple marker all over her face. And I'm looking at this photo like, what am I looking at?
Shit.
And then I get a text, and it says, "Don't fall asleep around Grandpa Griff."
That's what I'm saying, Leroy.
shit.
You see what I'm saying? That's some shit you would do, dog.
He was giving you a warning.
Yeah.
So when he comes through, like, don't
Yeah.
fall asleep on me.
We gotta get Griff over here.
Oh, dude,
He
that's
said-
gonna be a
I
trip.
think he asked me, "Can I ride my Harley?" I was like, "Absolutely, Bubba. I don't.
Yeah,
that would
man.
never be an issue." Pull
He
the
told
fuck up.
multiple stories in that, and I tried to get him. I was filming them, but from where they had the generator going, it was so loud it drowned out a lot of what he. And it was just a thing where they had to use the generator, and it was just kind of what it was.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to use a lot of that footage, but he was saying some of the funniest shit.
Yeah, also,
But the generator was drowning out.
it was hot that day, and we had to actually import air conditioners inside this like 100-year-old barn. It
So
was
hot.
insane.
Yeah.
We do have a couple clips of that gentleman though, dude. I got to get him over here. Sorry to get us stuck on that for a minute, but that was part
shout
of
out,
that
bro.
day, and we were on that day, so had to bring it up. Shout out to these big clouds.
So,
Coming
man,
off
give the people a little bit of like the background, like as far as like where you grew up at, things like that.
All right, so I grew up in Chicago originally. That's where I'm from, and kind of was always into some entertainment stuff. My mom, she was a recreational therapist at like nursing homes, like that. And so I used to go and like sing and perform for like old people and tell jokes and all that kind of stuff, and dress up as a clown, whatever she felt like I needed to do.
Right.
And so I always had that in me, and a little bit of entertainment. And then, fast forward, we ended up relocating to the South and lived there for a while, and grew up in Huntsville, Alabama, and started doing stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
I've done stand-up comedy for like 11 years now. And part of the way through that, I started learning more about the back end, the business side of entertainment and how things work. And so I moved to Nashville. That's where I met my wife, and got together and went at a certain point. We moved from Nashville back to Huntsville, and I managed a comedy club there for a while. And, learning the business side of things, decided to move back because we want to be back by our family. So we were there for like 3 years, decided to come back here. And then I saw a job posting on Facebook looking for an office manager / manager assistant.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't say anything about the artist or anything like that. I applied to it because there's some things that translate, whether it's comedy or music or whatever, as far as the business side of things. And I understood settlements and like settlement selling shows, doing some social media stuff, and like looking at the analytics and how things work on engagement and all that kind of stuff. And so I applied, got interviewed. Next thing I know, I'm working for JonnyRoll.
Hard.
And you didn't, when you applied, like you said, you didn't know who
yeah.
it was. You just was looking for a job and applied.
I was like, I want to work in entertainment. There's not a lot of like comedy opportunities.
Yeah.
And this is Music City. So I saw, all right, I could probably do some of this stuff. I looked at what the requirements were, and I was like, yeah, I do all this stuff. Cool. And, I sent in my resume, sat down with Jelly the first day. And it was like we were best friends, man. Like he knew me, like we knew each other our whole lives.
What year was this?
This was in 2020.
Gotcha. We've told this story before. Chad, when was JC on before?
It was episode 33, but I'm glad that he's going back over it because a lot of people may not have seen that episode.
Yeah, in that episode, I don't even remember who was here. Were you here for that?
No, it was just us.
It was just us three.
Yeah. So Craigslist Comedy was the name of that episode. Episode 30 what?
33.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I've heard this story before, but I love the fact that Leroy wasn't here and one wasn't here.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's an interesting story. The fact that you managed the comedy club and just your willingness to figure it all out, really, it was dope. And you said, I think you told us on the first time you were here, on that resume, you had like some internet promo type history for some previous bands and running their Facebooks, etc.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Artists so in comedy and in anything, like anybody who reach out to promote, I did businesses and stuff like that. And know how to reach out to a fan or grow a fan base. And I've been able to help other artists, not just, in the past few years, there's people who have reached out to me who've asked me to help them. I've helped them a little bit with some of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and JC for ChadArmesTV, for the subscribers, like JC's had a hand in helping me with a lot of stuff, but he also helped storyboard some of Anxiety, which is my biggest video. Him and Mel and like Chance and us, like Jonathan got that ball rolling, and then we kind of tried to make it. You know what I mean? But he's also he's done storyboard treatment for me for videos that I haven't even got to shoot yet.
Yeah,
like so he's instrumental in a lot of that stuff. That's one thing that I've always had trouble with, bro, is storyboarding videos, and it's because we've never been able to do videos. So like I never got to dip into that.
And now they're like easily accessible. As far as the actual videos are accessible, we can make that happen.
Yeah.
But as far as like,
well, we're gonna shoot it.
Yeah. If it's not a fucking Funk Flex freestyle out here or some shit, bro, if we gotta go somewhere, we're kind of like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess I'm not trying to like brag, but I actually am kind of. This is a little bit of a gift.
For sure, bro.
Like for real, like
you're a visionary.
All the stuff we did with Jelly and like Viking Barbie and. We worked with
SMG
Galloway,
Jimmy.
SMG Jimmy, like a lot of those people. It was like
shout out Bubby Galloway.
Our team worked together, come up with the storyline, and then we're like, okay, that seems kind of crazy. Just like, how are you going to burn down a barn? Who's going to let you do that?
Right.
I remember when you posted that on Facebook, bro.
You go find the stuff.
Who's got a barn?
Who's got a barn to burn? But pretty much, dope. I mean, that's what it was.
Yeah.
What a post. Who's got a barn?
I went back to that video. I found a Facebook group that was like Nashville barn builders on Facebook.
Okay.
And there was like people who build barns. Yeah. And I was like, hey, I know y'all build barns, but anybody got one we can burn down? Right. Like someone need a new barn built and want it taken down.
And the pitch, I mean, did you attach that it's for a video shoot?
It always works better if you don't say the artist, but,
right? I was but like, a video shoot.
We want to film it for a video.
Gotcha.
And these people, man, they literally hit me back 5 minutes after I posted it.
That's dope.
Like, this is interesting.
Yeah,
tell me more.
Hey, some people were ready to get rid of that motherfucker.
Well, what happened? Those people, they had bought a house, and there's going to be their dream home. Like, they just relocated from like California somewhere. That barn. And that barn was going to be right where their driveway would need to be.
Had to get rid of it anyway.
It was an old tobacco barn that had been there for like 100-something years.
And they gut a lot of it. They like gut they take what they can out of shit like that to salvage whatever, for whatever reason.
And they had gotten quotes from people, like people was going to charge them money to take it down.
We'll burn it for free.
Yeah. Well, and see, like,
not only that, we was like, we'll clean it up. We'll tear it down. We'll clean it up. Anything gets damaged, we'll fix it.
And they were, and what's cool is they were there and watched. I mean, they were super thankful and appreciative. They stood. It was like there was a crowd of people there watching it that was coming from the city or whatever, and they sat and watched it burn. Like, which I'm sure they were like, "Think this is dope. We're gonna get
watch that motherfucker
when
burn."
The mic stand that we set on fire, Jelly was behind it that you saw. It it melted, all the components, so it wasn't able to be used again. The microphones, and they were like, "Can we have this just to put up in our new house?" We're like, "Yeah, sure." And we like gave them a picture and everything.
No,
so they probably got a room in their house now that's
shrine.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's dope as fuck. That's dope. They got to keep that.
Yeah, but
makes sense.
A lot of the fun stuff, man. Like that's the cool thing. Like I said before, I don't really look at my job as a certain job title. Whatever needs to be done, plug me in. Whether it's helping get set up merch stuff, right? Come up with designs for stuff like this, and come up with what works. Whether it's like launching around an album, what kind of stuff can you put with that? There's creatives that actually design the stuff, but like I'd give them, me and Jelly will sit down. Jelly's very hands on still, but we'll sit down with them and I'll do the initial phase of like, nah, that ain't gonna make the cut. That ain't gonna, and then give the good stuff to Jelly to be like, yeah, this is cool. I'm still no on this, whatever, And then that, and then the music videos. That was one of my favorite things. Is do all those music videos, and it was just kind of like at that time is when everyone was in quarantine, but we still kept working, and that was the difference. Like Jelly was like, let's work, let's go to work. We'll follow whatever protocols they need us to follow, right? So we don't get fined or whatever could happen. And we did that. Like we filmed 8 videos in 5 days one time. Like
shit.
So
that's work.
Yeah, like with that situation, because I remember you got hired right before COVID hit, right?
Yeah.
Like, how did that for you? Like, was it a situation when COVID hit? Was that like something that y'all were like, oh man, what are we going to do type stuff? Or was it quick to be like, well, we're just going to have to film, you know what I mean?
Film and figure it out.
It was a sink or swim situation for everybody like us, content creators, artists.
By the way. What happened, like literally, I got hired exactly a month before all that stuff went.
Yeah.
Everyone had to go shelter in place or whatever they were doing. And Jelly had a big tour plan, like with Tech 9 and stuff.
Yeah.
And we were gearing up for that. Like Jelly had like 4 shows. I went out on the road with him, helped him do merch and sell some merch at those shows and stuff. And then we were gearing up to leave that weekend to go do 2 more shows.
Yeah.
And they were like, nope, canceled.
Beginning of March,
it was
right?
It was going to be like New Orleans and Destin, Florida or whatever.
Yeah.
They canceled both shows. Like we'll make them up later on. We'll find the dates for them, but nobody can leave. It's when they announced everyone has to stay in quarantine. We didn't know how long, nothing. And literally we talked to Travis at, Strange Music. He was, Tech 9's manager and everything over there. And they were like, nah, this tour probably ain't going to happen. So when that happened, that's where artists make a lot of money is on the tour side.
Yeah, bro.
Jelly had just dropped A Beautiful Disaster. That was doing well, right?
Which is the album with
Save Me.
No, that's the one with Creature and Bottle of
Creature.
Mary Jane and all those. And it was doing well. Good reaction. But we still had some videos we needed to shoot. And then, being from Comedy World, I was like, hey, we can do some content pieces that aren't necessarily music videos. We can we started doing like roast battles and stuff like that just for fun. Just the office people. And we were like, we can do vlogs. Jelly was big on the vlogs. So we were just trying to keep an idea of like, he had music with a meaning. He would talk about what the songs were. Just different content pieces we started coming up with. And then he was like, all right, let's figure out a plan to start doing that. As soon as Nashville was like, you guys can open up, but it had to be like certain hours, like a curfew or something. We're like, all right, those hours are our working hours. Let's go. And Jelly went and rented a studio for literally 30 days. They weren't even supposed to be open yet. We talked him into it. They let us so he can start recording his next album. In between that, we're shooting videos, shooting content. He went and did like some live versions, acoustic versions of some of his songs. Yeah, Only, Love the Heartless.
And so that's when Save Me became a thing. That was like May, right?
When he was in the studio that time is when he did Save Me.
Yeah.
And
that changed everything in my eyes.
He did that song and we just knew something was different, right? Everybody that would come through, he wanted to play it for him. We sat around at lunch one day. I was like, this is dope. But it's different from what you've been doing. And we were trying to talk distributors putting it out and they're like, yeah, it doesn't fit all the other songs. We're like, yeah, but it's different.
Yeah.
Jelly believed in it so much. I backed him on it too. I was like, let's just put it out. If it don't make the album, it don't make the album, but someone out there needs to hear it. And
it made what album?
He was like, absolutely, let's do it. It was on Self-Medicated.
It's on Self-Medicated.
We shot a video
Promise
for it.
And all that other stuff.
Yeah, we shot a little video for it. And we just uploaded it to Facebook. Just put it out there. Just put it out there. And the funny thing is, he was like, all right, and then now I'm going on vacation. And we uploaded to Facebook, and that motherfucker just started taking off that day instantly. And like people started reacting. Like
What was the numbers the first day, Jonathan Craig?
Dude, it was like
remember?
250,000
Jesus
like
Christ.
in one day, and like
crazy.
shares. People were sharing it, commenting, and we're like, yo, Jelly, you guys see this? Like, this is going crazy on Facebook. He's like, we'll put it on YouTube. So we got it on YouTube, unreleased. And it still says that to this day.
Yeah, it
We like
does.
they want to change it because it's like, hey, that works.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then it started going on YouTube, and then
Crazier.
the distribution company was like, all right, there may be something to this. I know it's not hip hop, but we're going to put it on that album.
Right.
And then they, that was the first single from the album because it was just
Crazy
took off.
record too, man. I'm telling you, that one changed a lot of things, and that's we're talking about a career, man, that personally we've watched change dramatically in so many ways at so many times along such a lengthy timeline. Like we from everything, like with the deal with White to, you know what I mean, like all to Black Fly Days to like the Rutledge shows to the Muse, you know what I mean, just all these different things from back then that led up to these type days, and to see it all, it's
That's one of those things though. Jelly has really good instincts, right?
Yeah.
And so when he said, "This got to be out there," you know what I mean? Don't question it. It's his. It spoke to him in here. He knows it's going to speak to someone else out there.
yeah.
You couldn't hold it back.
that
He
was
was like,
a-
"Let's just get it out." All right, got you. No,
was a
we
big
got you. We
moment,
put it
man.
out.
And it took the fuck off.
Oh, dude, currently with how many,
Crushed.
Chad? How many is that guy?
bro, man.
It's
It's
like
it's got like
YouTube.
150 million views on
On
YouTube.
YouTube, and then it's like 70 something million streams on Spotify or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, it's insane.
That's
that
wild.
is bananas.
Yeah, it
dude.
is, man.
And it changed the fan base. I mean,
Yeah.
people discovered Jelly Roll for the
From
first
that.
time from that, and then they found his old stuff. Like, oh, I fuck with this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nah,
And
facts. That's
it
all
changed
facts.
a lot for him, and Jelly loved singing.
Mm-hmm.
He just didn't know that people would embrace that,
Right.
and that showed that they would, and that's what's changed a lot for him.
Well, and
that point.
he says that on interviews and stuff, and like, me and him joked about it too. Like back in the day when we were going to those when we were driving to studios in 2009 or whatever, he didn't want to listen to rap music, bro. He never did. He wanted to listen to James Taylor
It'd be like that.
or like 70s rock or fucking Hall and Oates or some stuff that wasn't rap. I'd always want to listen to rap, and he wouldn't tell me to turn it off or nothing, but like. He would want to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That just back then, it was like nobody was doing that. It was just about, you know what I mean? It wasn't just a thing. But he always wanted to, like, it's crazy, but like on the Snow album, he's got a song called Pain No More where he literally just sings, right?
Yeah.
I remember him calling me in 2008 on the phone on a jail call and singing that to me on the phone.
Ugh.
And he said, bruh, I don't know what I have with this, like, but I'm not rapping. And he was singing it to me on the phone, right? I was like, bro, this is crazy. But again, he had never done that. He just sang hooks or something.
Yeah,
But then it ended up going on the Snow album, which was
That's crazy.
not even close to the same vibe as like the rest of the Hypnotized Minds rap songs on there.
yeah.
But that shit was crazy. He literally was calling me on like a jail call and was singing it to me on the phone.
That's a cool thing though.
Yeah, that's
is
dope.
that he made his own lane. He can rap his ass off. He can sing his ass off. I mean, he can do country, rock, hip hop,
Yeah.
a little bit of all.
Well,
of it.
not
He's
just
great.
that, but like when he,
Leroy.
I feel like when he discovered it, like that's how I got in touch with D-Ray. And all that
Shout out
other stuff.
David Ray.
Like when I was learning how to write music, he was saying like, "Look, bro, like look past rap.
Yeah, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look, this obviously ain't rap. So just embrace it and keep going." And like, he sort of show and proved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and what's crazy, and I've said this multiple times, and I'll always say it, and Jelly even co-signed it on the episode we did with him. It's crazy to me, knowing Jelly like I know him and knowing him like I know him, how similar they are.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about I'm talking about like stuff they've been through, but I'm talking about musically, as far as what their talent level is musically with rock, country,
Yes.
rap, freestyling,
Versatility.
hit songs, whatever they want to do. If they want to do a song with goddamn
Yep.
Britney Spears,
They can pull it
or
off.
if they want to do a song with, you know what I'm saying, Slipknot, they can do either one, bro.
Agreed.
And anything in between. And it's
No.
crazy how similar. It's almost like they're distantly related or something, dog.
You're absolutely right,
Like
Chad.
for sure.
We've talked about that numerous times, and it was it was great to hear Chad. It was great to hear Jelly call that out.
Yeah,
Right.
Jelly just co-signed what we've said so many times when he mentioned that shit.
I'm sure
directly.
enough people have said something to him about it and you know what I mean? And he's smart, so he recognizes stuff.
Yeah.
But it's wild. Even the way that they come up with song ideas is very similar.
Well, he like the first like really personal interaction we had was sometime around like when I guess you got on during the pandemic and shit, because like it's when I was doing album Dose, and he sent me like I didn't have his phone number, and apparently I just like I don't answer the phone, I just don't.
Yeah.
Well, he sent me an Instagram video. He said, "Motherfucker," he's like, "You ain't doing nothing out here." He's like, "Let's get in the studio." He's like, "What I got to do?" He's like, "I got to take Dub 3030 and tie him up." Like,
shout out Dub, man.
He said, "Dude, get out of here and go make music." Like, and like,
and you got a track with him on album Dose.
Yeah. No, like it was always that reassurance because like he knew what I was doing. Like you said, like it's one and the same. Like he knew what the fuck I was doing. Like, hey man, get back to posting.
Yeah, man.
Hey man, go back. You know, like
So always be working.
Yeah.
Because he like he said on the episode, bro, he sees so much of him in you when he was your age. Because when he, bro,
I think that's how he said it, right?
Yeah, let's be real. When I met Jelly, we were your age, bro.
Facts.
I met Jelly in 2005. He was doing Gambling on a White Boy 2, and he was freestyling. He was selling them at the Rivergate Mall. He was selling hard copies, bro, by the hundreds at the mall. That was 2005, and you know what I'm saying? That's 17 years ago. Jelly was like 22, 23 back then.
Well, and like,
you were 6.
He said something, he said something immediately, like when I first started doing features. He's like, dude, that's going to be your bread and butter for years to come. And at first I was like, what you mean? Well, it's like you get in there and you're charging $500 a feature freestyling them.
Yeah.
You know, 12 features later, hey, Bubba, you got $6,000. Like,
man.
What do you want to do? Like,
and it's crazy, and one can attest to this. I saw that dude give so many, including for me.
For me too.
Yeah. I watched him cut so many features back then before they were even paying. You know what I'm saying? And then they started paying, and then it was like, hell yeah, let's go. Yeah. But like, bro, I mean, on the Knoxville Invasion video on ChadArmesTV from 2010, when me and Sis went to Knoxville, he was there. He just pulled up to the studio on the collab I was doing and walked in the booth and said, y'all want me to get on this? I was like, yeah, if you want to. Freestyled it, one take, and just left the studio and just was like, y'all holler at me later.
Well, that's what, like, and some other people helped, but like, he was like, hey man, you found a way to supplement your income.
Yeah.
Like, spend more time doing this. You found a way to make $500.
Yeah.
Like, you know, just like put your effort into that. And I mean, hell, dude, that year and a half after COVID, that's what I lived off of.
Yeah, bro.
Like,
and I'm telling you now, bro, any artists out there, if y'all need to get them Leroy features, bro,
get at me.
Leroy acts an ass on them features, dog.
Yeah.
Get at me.
For sure.
We heard one the other day.
Yeah. Everyone I hear, he don't half-ass nothing on them features, dog.
The only thing I would say about doing like you're doing with the features, because Jelly did it, is give them a time frame that they got to release it.
Tell them, Jonathan.
And then they can't release it after you blow the fuck up.
Tell them, Jonathan.
Re-release it or whatever. Because that's shit we're running into now is people who got a feature from Jelly like 8 years ago isn't trying to release it now like it's brand new after they released it 8 years ago and didn't promote it properly.
And some of that music's disappeared, correct?
Yeah.
Shout out to Jelly for leaving mine on there.
I did start running
we got to pass
a little bit. I had one guy that he had to be like the first $500 feature I ever did. Like right? And he never put it out. He never posted or whatever. And it was like, I think it was like the first time I hit 30,000 monthly listeners, right? Like for the first time.
Yeah.
And he started talking about putting it out, and it was like 3 years old.
Yeah.
And I told him, and I think he lived in Huntsville. I was like, no, dude, you're not putting it out.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I own it. It's mine. And I basically told this motherfucker, it's like, dude, if you put it out, I'm going to drive to your fucking house, kick that door in. And
I'm so glad you mentioned that.
It's a lot easier than that, though. You literally just send an email
just be
and they take it down. So you ain't got to kick nobody's ass. It's like,
he's still learning that part of it too, I think. But shout out Sunny Paradise.
It was on the strength of you, dude. I hate it. Like,
he's a young gunner, man. He ain't thinking straight. Man.
But that's weird though, man. It's
weird,
but it's funny. It's funny how they do that shit.
But it's like flattering.
He probably it's It can be, but he probably did that on purpose. Like, I'm gonna get this feature and I'm gonna hold on to it because I know he's gonna blow up.
Well, it's like I ran into. I had a problem.
It's like a blank check.
Yeah,
holding it.
exactly.
Like, there's some people like, people I may be acquainted to know, right, and they'll vouch for it, and then like these motherfuckers, like, I had one guy, dude, and maybe it was Chad. It was about the time I cut the feature for B-Huck.
Yeah.
There was another guy, and I don't think you
Shout out
knew
B-Huck.
him.
Yeah.
But like you didn't vouch for him, but it was like, yeah, we knew him from back in the day.
Yeah.
This motherfucker started making up stories about shit we did. Like fucking, yeah, Leroy was my partner from back in the day. Like fucking, like what time frame? He said something like 2008. I was like, bro, I was 9. Like,
Yeah.
what was I doing at 9? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, watching fucking Power Rangers or something.
yeah.
So now that after the Bridgestone show and Boss Man is taking a few months off, does that mean time off for you too, man? I'm sure that's much needed as well, man.
It's a lighter workload for sure. I mean, obviously now we got Bridgestone out of the way, but there's still stuff pouring in.
Yeah. The machine's still moving.
Right now it's just getting the studio time set up for him when he comes back. That's what we're working on now.
Yeah.
Getting ready for the next, set of songs to be released, music video release coming out soon. All that kind of stuff. Just the behind the scenes stuff people don't know or see that goes into it. Just lining that stuff up, which we can almost do some of that stuff in our sleep at this point. We've been doing it and understand how it rolls. We have like
it's
a
muscle memory type.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we're this many weeks out. Okay, we need this, we need that, we need these photos, whatever. It just lines up. So like, it's not hard to do. I think we discussed internally as a management team, like we're gonna have a couple meetings and then kind of just spend time with our friends and family for a couple weeks while Jelly's doing his thing. But we're still there, still working, still doing emails, but it's not gonna be as much. But I definitely would love to go on a trip somewhere and turn my phone off, just like he does at some point. But
no, for sure, bro.
But there's still work to do, so we work through it. It's not as pressing right now, so that's cool. So,
well, I'm glad you get to idle off a little bit, but at the same time, we're excited for you, man. We're proud of you, dude. We really are. We're lucky to have a friend like you. I'm
proud of you guys. You guys keep growing. I see the podcast charts. You guys getting up there and getting the recognition you deserve.
And he analyzes that shit, you bunch of fucking haters.
There it goes.
I've seen your mama naked.
Shout Leroy Biggs. I didn't have to remind y'all he was here then,
Yeah, no.
He made himself present. I like
my dog was just taking everything in, man. That's all it is.
Well, it's just like listening, like Jonathan really is the other part of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like everything you can speculate, he's the other part of it. And
Facts.
like I think the first time I met Jonathan was through the pandemic when we came to the old studio.
Yeah, he was looking for studio spaces. Like, we got 2 right here.
They ran him
from
off.
the jump. The first conversation I had with Jonathan, he's like, "Dude, you're in a studio." I was like, "What?" Like, and immediately with open arms, like, and it's just like, I really do appreciate that. So,
absolutely.
I mean, I don't do my shit. So when he talk, I mean, I can't tell him nothing about what he does. I might as well just listen.
Nah, man. Me and Chad talk. I know we've talked about it repeatedly, dude. How good you are to us, bro. You know, as and being part of Team Jelly Roll. That
well, we're all part of Team Jelly Roll.
Absolutely,
you know what I'm saying? Whether we're
1,000,000%.
on the payroll or we fuck with him because we love him.
Yeah,
Right.
And so we're all in it together, and we all want to see him succeed just like we want to see y'all succeed. So
facts.
Like that's where I look at it is, I help Jelly day to day, but if any of y'all need help, present company, y'all need help, I'm here to help. I'll point you right. I may not be able to hold your hand through the process, but if y'all need advice,
I just want to hold your hand too, man. Yeah, don't shoot me down that fast, bro.
I mean, and Jonathan's being for real because like there's been multiple times where I've had certain business opportunities come my way, and I would pass them to him to look over, just to make sure it was legit type stuff. You know what I mean? Because I don't know nothing about that kind of stuff, and he's the closest person to me that's knowledgeable in that way. So
facts.
It was very helpful for me.
Yeah, just don't get taken advantage of is the main thing.
Right.
Yeah, with all the dedicated stuff that we were doing.
Facts.
All the visuals, like he was instrumental in helping me, like giving me pointers, giving me ideas.
Yes. And that's just it's just a great guy to have in your corner, man. And we're super thankful for you. We can't say it enough, but
now we're starting a bowling league together with our
let's go. I suck at bowling, bro.
Hell yeah.
or at the very least, we're all just gonna go hang out at a Sonic together. You know?
Hell yeah.
That sounds cool.
Start a car club, dude.
I love our new jackets, man. I
Hell
really
yeah. Start a car club, man.
the bowling.
We need a 61 Chevy. You know what I'm saying? Something with good rust on it.
Leroy's got to
You know what I mean?
grease his hair back and shit.
Me and Leroy need to get a tow truck like Tow made.
Look at those locks. Look at that.
Dude.
You're welcome. Look at that. See how he did that?
Hey, man, you got something to say?
Shout out Leroy.
Greaser
You
over
got
there.
something to say to my boy?
Nah, man. Shout out Jonathan Craig.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
Johnny Roll, baby. Johnny Roll. What's the name of this
Hell
one?
yeah.
dog?
Shout out to you. What episode, Chad? I'm sorry, was it when you was through the first time?
33.
33.
We were going to Scottie Pippen. Yeah.
Scottie Pippen.
That's right. And now we're on. This will be episode 1.
Close to, yeah, because
Something like
we're
that,
stacking.
bro.
We're stacking right now because weather's going to get bad in January, looks like.
Facts. But we have been stacking episodes.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be leaving, bro, because, like, I can't do the cold.
Yeah, man. You're going to be
freezing.
I'm done. Like, snow,
You gonna
fuck
brag?
you, snow.
You gonna brag?
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
You down there with the palm trees?
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Shout out.
I'll call y'all every morning and be like, hey, man.
Shout out South Nashville Heating and Cooling.
I ain't answering.
Shout out South Nashville Heating and Cooling for keeping us
Well, no,
warm in
then
here.
I'll text you before I call you and be like, bro, emergency.
That's fucked up. That's
Bro, I'm
fucked up.
pinned down bad. I need help now.
That's fucked
But
up.
look-
I need to take advantage of my friendship.
Jonathan, between now and the time hopefully you get that little well-deserved vacation, whenever that may be, or y'all get to take a little trip or time off, whatever that looks like, before y'all fucking crank it back up on Team Jelly Roll, come back through, man. Talk your shit, because we love having you over, man. We love when you come through. You do not have to come showering gifts, though, just so you're full aware.
I'm out of stuff.
We could have done this off a sex appeal, bro. Like,
Absolutely. 1,000,000% accurate statement.
Now we can talk some comedy, you know, whatever.
Yeah,
bro.
We're
We're gonna speak with you off camera too, because there's some. We're kind of wanting to get into maybe going and trying to get some guests like from the comedy side of
So
things.
it's so
'Cause I'm such a fan,
facts, man.
I'm such a fan of stand up. I want all the podcasts I consume, other than ours, is stand up comedians podcast.
Same here.
You know what I'm saying? So like, same with I know Leroy watches a ton, but Squints watches.
I think everybody that's funny would fucking love me, dude. Cause
I don't know about you.
Yeah,
it's not an act. Like, it's like,
That's
dude,
why
I really am this fucking.
I think you can do stand up.
fucked up.
I know he could, bro.
Yeah.
We've talked
Fun
about
fact.
doing that spinoff too.
Fun fact.
Yeah, fun fact. Can I tell them something?
Yeah, okay.
Leroy, this is the relationship that we have with Leroy. Leroy and he FaceTimed me and Mel one night. He was in the bathtub, okay?
I so fucked up.
But he said he was in the bathtub and he FaceTimed. He said, I got my first stand-up material written. And you performed it like sitting in the bathtub, right? And the shit was fucking hilarious, dude. It was written well, it was timed out, and it was just like a first draft type shit. Me and Mel were driving home from somewhere.
Fun fact: he also recited this for me,
Yeah.
but without the FaceTime bathtub thing.
Oh, well, you missed out on that part.
I guess so.
Well, the
You know,
bathtub thing
that's-
sounds like a comedy special. Like, you
Right.
gotta film it.
Yeah,
that way.
dude.
Like, I'm
That's
done.
fucked
I'm
up.
like,
I'm mad. I didn't get. You know what? That's all right. We'll
bro,
talk
you know
about
how
it.
many times
We'll
I've
talk about
FaceTimed you naked
Once
and
here.
you just ain't answered?
Yeah.
I've had this mold for 3
I'm blessed.
weeks,
My
bro.
bad. No, man, I'm blessed. I'm blessed.
Hell yeah, man. Shout out Jonathan Craig, man. Johnny Roll.
Yeah, dude. JonnyRoll.
I
love it.
actually, hold on, fun fact before we get off here.
Yeah, go.
That same, when I was adding material to it, I hit up JC.
Oh, yeah.
You
So
remember that, JC?
No,
What-
I don't. I probably didn't watch it.
Well, no.
that's-
I hit you up talking about. I'm thinking about doing it. Can I send it to you?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
if and you was like, yeah, man.
I was like, let's just book a show. Let's just do one.
Man, let's
yeah,
go.
he took it.
Let's go.
Yeah.
bro, my dream scenario for Leroy as far as stand-up comedian stuff goes is if he could get drawn out of the bucket on Kill Tony.
Yes.
Wouldn't
if
that
he
be
gets
some shit?
if he gets the opportunity to go up and do a minute of
He's getting
stand-up
scared. Look at him.
for Kill Tony, that would be.
What the fuck's
We just gotta get you out
I'll
to
just have to
Austin,
send
Texas.
you. I'll send you the. I'll send you the podcast on YouTube.
Yeah, dude, let's
Give me
go.
60 seconds.
Tony-
I promise 3 things. 1, you'll either want to kill me.
Yeah.
2, you want to fuck me. Or 3, you want to make me a part of your life. You know what I'm
The
saying?
hair.
Yeah.
Tony Hinchcliffe will do all 3.
Oh, dude, dude, like he's and there's been a lot of people that dude, there's people that got pulled out of that bucket that are now touring with Joe Rogan, dog.
Facts.
I don't
Okay.
okay. That, bro. I'm still cooking crack.
Yeah, I'm just
yeah,
saying,
it's
bro.
not crack.
I'll send you the
Shout
podcast
out
is
to the
great.
pot,
Like,
man. Shout out to whipping it.
I can teach you how to turn
Oh,
7
here
into
we go.
10.
Yeah.
If I get caught, then I'm going to the pen. Come on. I'm Leroy Biggs.
Shout out,
talking
John.
about gangster shit while cabbage fashion, dude. How do you not like that, dude?
Right.
Oh, shit.
We got to make it happen, dude. Let's make it happen.
Let's
I think
go,
you should
man.
take that first set, though, and just keep running with it because the shit was hilarious. I'm talking
I
about
done forgot it.
slapper. Oh, come on, bro.
Oh, man.
You got it on video somewhere, I'm sure.
There it is. Hope so.
Probably naked. Like,
Yeah,
that's why
knowing
that's
Chad,
the
he
only
screen-
reason
he
I'll get
screen recorded
accepted.
Put it on
Every one of
Patreon.
my submission videos is just going to be me naked. Like, what?
Hell yeah. I'd buy that for
Wanted to clear
$1.
all that up. When he FaceTimed us from the bathtub, it was
Yeah,
just like
may
a
want
shot
to.
from here up.
I was
so we didn't
wondering.
see
You ain't
nothing.
gotta lie.
I painted that
Yeah.
picture
See my
long
tattoo?
before you denied it.
What?
Did you see my tattoo?
Hell yeah.
No, I
I've seen it.
that.
Screensaver.
I got one tattoo.
Facts.
I don't want to look at it. I don't want to know.
Dude, shout out Jonathan Craig. Johnny
Yeah,
Roll.
Johnny
Dude, please
Roll,
come
buddy.
back and see us soon, man. We love having you on every time. Yeah, dude. We look forward to see what you bring forward next year, man.
It's gonna
Really
be big,
do.
big stuff.
Yeah, we'll come back and see us before it gets out of control again.
Dude, you've said that.
Shut the fuck up, Leroy.
We just don't know how to end this thing. We just keep repeating.
Leroy
ourselves.
likes to just
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
shit
that's how
if
it
it
goes.
don't
Shout
end
out
on
Johnny
his
Roll.
quit.
Shout out
Bye.
JC.
Yeah.
Shout him out.
Bye.
That's how it goes.
Bye. It's
You
I
get
got
2 of these a week. Fuck you.
Come back.
Fuck you.
You.
Spend time with your kids.
I got say.com, ChadArmesTV.com. Let's go, Chatty.
Bow, Bad Apple Car Club coming soon.
Yeah, I love the money pit.
But bitch, we got views.